Hey, American contractors, viewers of the American Contractor Show. I'm here with John Dye at Win the Storm, and I have to tell you, anyone that is associated with American Contractor Show, you are a badass.
Big shout out to American Contractor Show. If you don't know, you definitely need to check out the Storm Summit. They're doing it in excellence. Check them out.
Hey, what's up? This is your friend, Francisco Serrano. If you haven't checked it out, American Contractor Show, YouTube channel, Facebook channel, Twitter, Instagram, all the platforms, you need to go them, like them, start learning about your craft.
Hey, I'm Matt Danskin with Restoration Referral System. Check out the American Contractor Show. The truck that they've got is awesome. Everything else that they have going on.
This is Larry Bache with the Northern Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Northern Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the for changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I as a contractor appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor that's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
Good afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Frank Gaetano here from the Hail Palace for your Tuesday hail forecast. Well, there's not really any hail to talk about. But before I get into the weather headlines, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who helped out with our donation relief fund for the victims of the tornadoes in Kentucky. Was a great success. We went out there this weekend and brought a lot of stuff to a lot of people who needed it. So thank you to everybody who donated to the GoFundMe, for folks out here in Oklahoma who came to the office and dropped off clothing and all other supplies that we were asking for. Thank you so much. It was a big help. So again, thank you. Let's hop into our weather headlines. We do have a wind risk that's not really happening. I mean, we had some storms in Florida this morning. There was actually a possible tornado in Fort Myers, South Fort Myers area. So we do have a map out for that. But there's kind of just a pretty low end wind risk that's going to go for another couple hours in the central to east coast of Florida. Not really much happening there, but a storm or two could still happen through the remainder of the mid-afternoon hours here. And then we got some mountain snow going on. It's going to be happening on the west coast. We'll talk about that and show the big total forecasted totals from the models on that. And then I'll briefly mention possibility of some storms after Christmas going into the beginning of next week. But speaking of Christmas, we are officially 4 days out. So 4 days away from Christmas. You see Santa here about to throw your gift off of the roof. So we got that to look forward to as we get closer and closer to the holidays. Our current conditions around the country, generally very nice across most of the country. Cold, but nice. And we'll zoom down here into Florida. We got the showers up in the Atlanta area, and then Florida, we do have those showers. A couple storms could pop up here in central Florida. Pretty low end risk, but not much going on there. And then we'll go out to the northwest, and we see the system moving onshore towards the Sierra Nevada mountains in northern California. That's going to be the big snowmaker across the entire Pacific Northwest and all those mountain ranges out that way. If this will go forward, our current temperatures around the country, in the 50s in Texas. Our warm spot is 74 down in Miami, but most of the country experiencing pretty cold temperatures, not below freezing until you get up towards the northern part of the country, but generally in the 40s and 30s around most of the country. And here's our dew points, very dry across the entire country. A dew point of 7 in Denver. The only place where we actually see moisture right now is down in Florida, but that is going to change moving towards the end of the week. We do expect some moisture return to come up through Texas into the southern plains, and that could be a possibility for storms next week. I'll talk about that at the end. Our watches and warnings around the country. We got a red flag warning out in Denver. We got here some winter storm advisories, winter storm warnings and winter storm warning for the Sierra Nevada mountain range up in California. And then we'll head over towards, nope, we're not going to do that. Apparently my graphic didn't save like I wanted to. That's okay. So here's our future total snowfall forecast graphic. As we see the totals start to pile up in the mountain ranges, generally 6 to 8 by 12 p.m. tomorrow, and then we'll see those numbers really jump up as we move forward into Friday. By noon Friday, expecting 20 plus inches of snow in the mountain ranges out that way. And if I actually kind of find it kind of interesting, you just look at this graphic and you can literally see where the mountain ranges are. Anywhere you see white on this graphic in the western part of the country, those are where our mountain ranges are in the United States in that part of the country. So yeah, they get a lot of snow in the mountains. So that's pretty much what that is. We'll take a look at our radar here. This is going through the rest of the afternoon, and we see those storms off of the coast of Florida by around 4 o'clock, and then your risk is over. So we only got a few more hours of possible storms happening until the risk is over. We'll zoom in down here and look and see what that looks like graphically. Like I said, it's a low-end risk, so we do have a low-end risk for Daytona Beach and Melbourne are my two spots where I think it's most likely that we see storms, as those storms will probably, if we do see any, go up around Orlando, but not really get to the strength where they'd be producing severe winds until they get towards the coast, the Daytona Beach and Melbourne area. So those are my two pick areas for that low end wind risk. And take a look at the future jet stream here. Generally a pretty zonal pattern moving forward. So we're going to be seeing that moisture return, but unless we can get one of these shortwave troughs to dig like kind of nicely, I'm not expecting to see too much in the way of severe weather, but our best chance is going to be the end of this weekend into the Monday timeframe, where we do see the dew points coming up and generally in the upper 50s to low 60s. I don't have a graphic for this because the GFS model on our WSI system here was malfunctioning and it wouldn't show the dew points. So I'm just going to describe it. So going into Friday and Saturday, we do start to see dew points starting to come back into the southern plains and generally in the 50s and 60s. We see that get pushed out a little bit, but that return stays in the area towards the end of the weekend into early next week. And then it remains to be seen whether we can get this trough to dig enough to be able to fire storms with that energy that's going to be available in the atmosphere. So definitely stay tuned. Probably not doing videos over Christmas break, but if something notable happens, we'll definitely make posts about it and talk about it, keep you guys updated as far as that goes as we let the rest of the jet stream run out. This is Sunday. We see that little wiggle here. Shortwave trough trying to push through, but generally the pattern stays pretty zonal, pretty flat. Not too much amplitude going into that time frame. And that's all I've got for you guys today. So make sure you stay connected with us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. If you want to stay in contact with us outside of that, you can call us 855-334-4245. You can email us at info@hailtrace.com, or you can go straight to our website to find out more about who we are and what we can do for you at hailtrace.com. This is my last forecast of the year, so happy holidays to everybody. Merry Christmas. Signing off, meteorologist Frank Gaetano. Have a great holiday season.